All right, we've come to the end of the trip. This will be the last full night in the Bahamas. Gonna cross tomorrow, probably out of here around 2 o'clock in the morning, Sunday night, Monday morning. Got a moon coming up back there, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna have a full moon for my crossing tomorrow. It's gonna be a long run, probably 15 or 16 hours in this boat from West End up to Stewart. I'm not going to gain anything from the Gulf Stream because of my slow speed. I'm just going to trade off a little bit of angle, but I'm going to make the same boat speed one way or the other. Now that I'm back over here on the Atlantic, well, this isn't really the Atlantic side. This is the Straits of Florida side. We're used to calling it the Atlantic in Florida, but actually it's the Straits of Florida. That way is where I need to be. This is West End, Grand Bahama. They've built this up a lot over the years. There used to be a cool resort here many years ago that my parents came to called Jack Tar Village. It got blown down in a hurricane, and they've rebuilt. Looks like hotel rooms and stuff over there. I was in the marina. The marina is a nice facility. The water here, really clear. Some of the clearest water I've seen since I've been in the Bahamas. Down in the southern islands, where you've got steep to and very little banks, the water stays really, really clear. The banks, though, have a tendency to cloud stuff up. I've been wanting to shoot some underwater video, but all through the Exumas and the Abacos, the visibility has absolutely been garbage. I've been spearfishing in 20-25 foot of viz and considering it very good if I had that much, which is never really great when you're spearfishing because I like to see what other big critters are out there with me if I'm shooting fish. Not that there's any sharks here in the Bahamas. Okay, maybe one or two. I should be fishing tonight. Probably a great spot to fish for snapper, for the mutton. But I got up at 3:30 today and got underway. I wasn't sleeping, and I knew I had a long run today. And I'm glad I did, because what's happened is I had wind every night, and the mid-afternoons have been windless. Like today, by 2 o'clock, the wind basically died. Had a little bit of breeze coming in here that was being picked up by the thunderstorm that was behind me. Some real skinny water. I popped out just on the other side of this island, and I had 5 miles across the bank at dead low water, and the charts were telling me I should have 7-8 feet at low water, and I had more like 4.5 to 6.5. Didn't make me nervous till I got to the 4.5, since I hit bottom at 4. I draw a little over 4.5 feet, but the way the depth finder's at, I hit at 4 on that. So far, so good. I have clocked a little over 1,200 nautical miles right now. No kind of issues or problems at all. I don't believe in touching bottom. I do get in some skinny water sometimes, but I'm really against the adage of dragging my boat across the bottom. And I've always been that way. Normally, I have really good eyeballs for picking out the difference between 4, 5, and 6 foot of water. Coming across that bank today, it's lots and lots of grass, which I wasn't expecting. Grass makes it very hard to distinguish the depths. All right, now you're looking at color change, and I don't know, I find it difficult to tell the difference between 4 and 5 foot of water when I'm on top of grass. When I got a sand or a hard bottom, I'm pretty good at it, but that was a little nerve-wracking today. But on the other hand, the tide was dropping, and I was near the end of the tide, so I came out just as the tide was ending. And I figured, worst case scenario, if I gently touched the bottom, I'd just drop the hook and wait a couple hours, and the tide would come back in, and off you go. So when you don't want to get stuck is at high water. I was hoping to get a really good shot of that moon, but it's right up behind those rain clouds. And that's a little cumulus cloud that's building. It's got some rain in it, but I don't expect it to get much worse than that. There were some big towering cumulus forming to the south of here, but they've sort of ambled off the top. That's always good. So they'll be settling down for the night. So anyway, tomorrow's the last day in the Bahamas. And then it is off to Stuart, Florida. And then I'll have a 2 to 3 day ride in the ditch, also known as the Intercoastal Waterway. I will go up the St. Lucie River. I will lock up about 13 feet at the first lock above sea level, and then I'll be in fresh water, which will take me out to Lake Okeechobee. I'll sail across Lake Okeechobee to Clewiston, Florida, where I'll lock back out of the lake and onto the other side, and then I have a couple locks going down, and eventually I'll get back to my marina in LaBelle. Well, been a long trip. I was hoping to get a good moonshot tonight, maybe something a little later, but it's not happening right now. So I guess it's time to do some dishes and go to bed. Cheers. Have a good night.